All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of the program. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. It is glorious out. It is glorious inside here. The Tostitos, buddy. Drink it up. What are you sucking down there?
A little habanero salsa.
Oh, mama.
It's got a nice kick. I had a good sweat going on in my dome.
Give it.
I needed a towel.
Muy caliente.
Give me Cam.
Muy caliente. You know, last night we did on Thursday nights in the season.
There he is. There he is.
Thursday nights in the season.
Yeah.
I like it to be Mexican food night. I like a Mexican theme night.
I'm aware. You can hear it in the background of the Kevin Stefanski show.
Every Thursday.
The preparation that goes on in the kitchen.
Yeah, so last night we did a little shrimp fajitas. Delightful. And I had the Tostitos. I mean, these are beautiful. Look at these bags with the brown
Bags
salmon
are
on them.
stunning, yeah.
I had the multi-grain scoops that I was working on, and then also the Cantina Thins. The Cantina Thins are just a delight. Tostitos has such a wide variety of delicious chips. And this habanero salsa, I'll tell you what, folks, I'll put it up against anything. Don't mind if I do. Notice how I rotated the chip to avoid the double dip. But no.
That's one of those things where only a seasoned dipper would bull a play like that. What a job out of you. Delicious. Delicious, delicious.
An afternoon delight.
Really is. Everything
We
you
haven't
ever want.
stopped eating since they brought this stuff in.
No, look at this spread.
Tarver came in.
What a
He's like,
spread.
"Can I get a bag?" I'm like, "Yeah, take one."
Tarp was all jacked up.
Yeah, we got coaches coming
Tarv's a
in
big
here.
fan.
They want to wet their beak. Can't blame them.
Today's show has been taken over by our friends at Tostitos. Head to your local Meijer grocery store, grab Tostitos team bag, scan the code for a chance to score an epic experience. What is that epic experience, you may ask? The epic experience includes club tickets to a Browns Homes game, pregame tour of Huntington Bank Field, ability to attend and watch Coach Stefanski's postgame press conference in person following the game. And the scan is
right there. Look at that QR code. By the way, I feel like your side's loaded.
Well, I think Tarv took one of yours because otherwise I think it was even.
Oh,
because I have 4 bags, you have 3.
Correct.
I think,
I've got a half-eaten bag back here.
I think
this is like my film breakdown. They got 4 over 3 over here. They got 3 over 2 over here.
those are sweeping the internet.
Cedric Tillman, little cross the face there.
Breakdowns. That's what I've noticed.
Is that really?
That's what I've noticed. You can't say they're not.
Ask J-Mac if they're sweeping the internet. I feel
Dr.
like
J.
J-Mac would know. Dr. J, is the play breakdown sweeping the internet?
Yeah, is it sweeping the internet as I claimed?
It is?
Good, too. Looks really good.
Thank you, Dr. J.
Of course
What
it
a
is.
fine
The
human.
dynamite dropping.
It's a fantastic job out of Dr. J on that front there. Yeah, so we're good to go. And we got a game on Sunday in Baltimore. Practice today was at noon. Couple of updates. All Browns players are practicing today. Final injury report of the week. Mike Hall is out Sunday. Questionables include Jack Conklin due to an elbow injury sustained in the opener. The eye is fine after getting poked in the loss to Cincy. Per Stefanski, 50-50 he plays. Everyone else is good to go. How the heck did that happen with Jack?
We don't know. So, he said an elbow happened sometime this week.
Huh.
I think that he's going to find a way to give it a go. And I think we will see Quinnshan Judkins as well. Now, with Quinshon, if he is going to play, they're going to have to add him to the roster tomorrow, and they will have to make a subsequent move there. And my guess would be you'd probably just add him, and Rocket Sanders would be released and hopefully come back to the practice squad. Scored a touchdown in week 1.
Yeah, the Judkins part of this, you got to remember, I understand that he's playing catch-up. He hasn't been here since middle of July, but he was here through the entire offseason program, and my guess is he's got a pretty good handle on things. And at that position, there's a package of things that you can do, and we don't know what's going to happen with him, but if he does go, there's a package of stuff that he certainly would know, and then you can just kind of fit things to where he is. So
yeah,
and he's someone obviously that this offense was going to be and will be built around in great
yes, and in
great
due
levels.
time.
Yeah.
And in due time. I think that you're looking at a small package of plays, week 1, ramping it up. And my guess is you probably won't see the full Quinshon Judkins experience until maybe the Detroit game and beyond. It could be in Green Bay. There is Man, boy, did you call it yesterday. I said, Commander said, no chance.
By $1 billion.
No, they did not. Yeah, by $1 billion. And you nailed it.
On the Baltimore side of things, still waiting on the final injury report. Jeff Zrebiec going to join us at 4 o'clock. Pat Ricard, Rashad Bateman not on the practice field today. Isaiah Likely in uniform working out on the medical staff. Appears he's closer but still not ready to play, but we'll get an update from Zrebiec on that as he joins us at 4 o'clock. You mentioned the Thursday nighter. It was the Packers beating the Commies 28-17. You and I were texting at the beginning of this game, and something that I noticed. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm certainly not watching every Packers game, but they're on a lot. They're on a lot. And one thing that I noticed at the beginning of this game was Matt, don't call me Peter LaFleur's demeanor. And the way that he was going about his business struck me as the type of coach who knows he's got one and he's going to hold it to a certain standard.
Like when they wanted to go hurry up and they weren't able to because one of the guys thought it was field goal and ran on the field, and that allowed time for a substitution. I mean, not pleased.
No,
but it was Kingsley Engabare was the name
Kingsley
of the player.
Zissou.
Yeah, Kingsley Zissou,
an all-timer. But I noticed that with him, and then I'm watching. We knew how good they were. You and I both picked them to play in the Super Bowl. It felt like they were kind of building to this anyway. It's 2 games, I get it, but to annihilate Detroit the way that they annihilated them, gave that offense nothing, and then to do the same thing to Washington last night. Yeah, they have a feel to me the way Detroit felt last year.
Yeah, and perhaps even more dominant because Detroit last year was a team that through injury was so depleted. Now there's a long way to go, but they were not as tough as this team.
No.
This is a tough football team. It is a tough football team. It was Jaden Reed on a man, a guy thought it was a touchdown and gets called back because of a hold.
Yeah.
And breaks his collarbone and held on to the ball, which is
crazy.
Pretty impressive. And they're not even hitting on all cylinders. There were a couple opportunities to get the ball to Matthew Golden down the field that they didn't hit on. I got to tell you what, I think their tight end is one of the next great tight ends, Tucker Kraft. He looks kind of like
stud.
Kittle and Gronk, and just big and good.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a good team. Josh Jacobs was such a good ad last year. Now you bring in Micah Parsons. That's a darn good football team.
When was the last time the Packer defense was as good as this? Because they've always been able to score points.
Reggie White, I'd say mid-90s.
I mean, even
they had a good run with Chucky Wood.
Yeah, but even like with Rodgers, the defense was good, but it wasn't like Clay Matthews, maybe that group.
So that would have been the Chucky Wood era when Clay was there and AJ was there and Chucky Wood. That was a dynamic defense for sure.
But like they've won in spite of the defense more years than not. That's the thing that was impressive.
They're just it's who they're destroying.
Yeah.
Like Washington and Detroit. Detroit, it made it look closer than it was. They got a score in the 4th. They gave them nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
And Parsons playing like a man possessed. Like he's just flying around like a maniac.
He's angry that they won't let him play more.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And then you're right. I mean, they missed Golden down the middle. Love missed him deep.
Yeah.
He had it. I mean, that's a walk-in.
And he had one that was late to him too.
Yeah.
He could have had two touchdowns to Golden. Yeah.
Yeah, they strike me as we're good to go. They look like they have that edge to them. For Washington, the concern that people had with him, and I can't remember if I had him in or not. I think I didn't when I went back to it. I think I had him missing. I can't remember, but I think I did. And part of it was just tougher schedule. Everybody can see you coming.
You have Washington out.
I had him out, yeah. Tougher schedule. Everybody sees you coming. And then you had articulated this last year when we were talking about them with Kingsbury his second half of the year. I remember even when he was with Arizona, we talked about that. Like it would every second half of the year they would kind of go south a little bit. Well, now second year in his system, is it still as revolutionary as it was? They still have a ton of weapons. Daniels is a stud, but in year 2, just a little bit of coming back to the middle a little bit. Those factors.
Yes, and this happens to be a dominant defense. I mean, the Green Bay Packers are not a joke, and it is not just they don't just have a good offense. This is a dominant defense. And in times when your offensive line cannot hold up, and I would imagine without looking, I'll do it right now. I'm going to say it on the air, and then I'll confirm it in a second, but it felt like Jaden Daniels was under pressure on the vast majority of his dropbacks.
It did feel that way.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah,
watching
under
the
constant
game,
duress.
That he would, let's see, pressure and depth for Jane Daniels. Yeah, he was under pressure on 49% of his dropbacks. I mean, you can't operate an offense effectively in that manner. And to the point there, they were moving the ball fine when he was clean. Now they lose Austin Eckler. I think a lot of people remember we were talking yesterday about fantasy.
I asked you about this yesterday.
Bill said you got to see until he gets to 10, 15 carries. 4 carries for 17 yards.
Yep. That's why we said keep him out. I'd keep him out.
Yeah.
Well, now they went from that position group being able to trade Brian Robinson because you didn't need him to now not having Robinson or Eckler.
Yep.
So that kid's all there is now. It's him stand. 7th-round pick.
Well, they're going to go. I think you'll end up getting a lot of Jeremy McNichols in there in that role as the pass catcher, but he's got an opportunity to really become, I would imagine he's got an opportunity he'll be the starter.
Yeah. Yeah. The majority of the runs, all of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. All of that happened.
Yeah, no, that's one where you hope you were prudent last week, but that now it appears you could have that's a fantasy lottery ticket. And that's the kind of guy that if he becomes a top 15 running back, which is possible because he's going to be pretty much the main game in town, that's the kind of guy that then can become a league winner for you.
Yeah. For the Commanders' next 3, Raiders at home, at Falcons, at Chargers. The Packers, of course, are here next week is the way that their operation as they get Detroit and Washington at home, and then at us, at Dallas, Bengals at home. That's
how nice that they get us after Thursday off 10 days.
10 days rest.
That's awesome. Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, NFL. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I go to Baltimore to become coming date,
and then
then I got to deal with the Packers on 10 days off. Awesome. Suck.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's
fine. We just got to go win the whole damn thing.
There you go. That's all you got to do. It's as good a start to a season as they've had in a while, not just in the 2-0 record, but just the way it looks. It just looks a little bit different from them. How was your Amazon Connect last night? Was it good? Do you have any glitchy?
Mine was great.
I stayed up there halftime, and it was good.
Mine was really glitchy out of the gates, and then it caught up, and it was okay. But it wasn't clean right away.
Like I tuned in about 8:10, and it was a little. I was like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, the pregame, and then we watched the last 15 of the pregame, and then the beginning of the game was that way, and then it caught up, and it was fine.
It was good right at kickoff for me. But
was it? Yeah. Yeah. They're coming along. It's nice.
I thought it was great.
Nice to have those Thursday nighters, and that was a fun one to watch. And that Green Bay team is very, very good. All right, we'll get you set for ours as well. As I mentioned, Jeff Zrebiec going to join us at 4:00 behind enemy lines. You have that to look forward to, which is very, very nice. You're going to hear from Quinshon Judkins, his availability from earlier today. We will have that for you. We will have Z one-on-one with Grant Delpit. We've got Overunders, of course. Zrebiec, as I mentioned, get your keys to victory. And, of course, a winning edition of The Scores, kids. It is a Football Friday, and we are off and running. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Thanks to our great friends at Tostitos for the food drop. Very, very nice from them. We're off and running, kids. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, kids, we got something exciting here. Play the Ohio Lottery's new $5 Win Big scratch off for a chance to win $100K. And if you don't win, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter the Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland game tickets, even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game, only from the Ohio Lottery. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Go to your favorite Ohio Lottery retailer today. Get your hands on this new $5 scratch off. It's called Win Big. You can win $100,000. And if you don't, you can enter to win game tickets and other prizes. Get yours today at your favorite Ohio Lottery retailer. And remember, play responsibly. Time to head to the podium now. It's presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here is Quinshon Judkins and his availability from earlier today.
You're down.
Just everything that you've been through, what does it feel like to be back here trying to get this thing back on track?
It's a great feeling just to be back with all of my teammates, back in the building, focus on football, and back in Cleveland to help the team win.
Quinshon, obviously, this is the first time we've seen you since June, and obviously the arrest. I know that prosecutors declined to formally charge you, but do you have any comment on the whole situation and everything that happened?
Yeah, I don't mean about the situation. I'm glad that the prosecutors, closed the case and didn't file any charges, and I'm appreciative of that. But, like I said, just happy to be back in Cleveland, with my teammates, and here go accomplish my goal.
And do you think that you'll be ready to, obviously, the list of this question will play, you think you'll be ready to go on Sunday?
I'm taking it day by day right now. Just focus in the playbook and just focus.
What was the meeting like in New York with the NFL, and do you have any worries about being suspended going forward?
I can't control that. I think, what I can do is just go out on the field and just be able to help my teammates and, prepare each and every day for it.
Do you feel like you have to re-earn the trust of people because of the arrest, because of the legal process, the legal issues you had to go through?
No, my teammates, my coaches, everybody here, they know who I am. They drafted me here. The impact that I've had on the team since I first got here. I'm back and focused, ready to take on a challenge.
Do you have any regrets from that situation?
I would say, you learn different things, and, you see how important the people that are around you are, like your family, your inner circle, people that support you when you go through things like that. But like I said, I made it through that, and happy to be back.
What would you say to fans that, might wonder, might wonder about you as a person, as a human being, about your character? What do you kind of tell fans about yourself?
I'd say more so the people that are around me, my teammates, my family, people that I impact, always been who I am, and I can't be anybody that I'm not. So I say just control what I control and be myself.
Once the legal situation got resolved, why did it take so long for you to get here? Do you feel like, the fact that you weren't able to play week 1, does that bother you?
I think as a competitor, I would say, not being able to compete. That's one of the most things that I say looked at. But, here now, just looking forward and ready to go out there and, compete when I'm ready.
Quinshon, in your time away from the team, what were you able to do to try to keep yourself ready to go and be back here for this moment?
The same thing that I would have been doing close to it if I was here. Just training, staying focused, a lot of working out, in my playbook, with my pass and different things of that nature. So just focus.
Did the NFL give you any idea of what the time frame is or what the next steps are when you left there on Wednesday?
I didn't, when I was there, like I said, it's nothing I can control or anything like that. I think for myself, it's just making sure I'm prepared when the time is there.
Quinshon, what has the message been from Kevin, from Davey, since you've been back? And I guess for you, just the fact that they are giving you a second chance here, what does that mean for you?
Like I said, I think everybody here has already known who I am. So I don't think it was any second questions or anything of that nature, especially like I said, with everything being closed and with the decision of the prosecutor and all. But, just for me to be back here and with my teammates, everybody that I love, and see their emotions and how happy they were when I was back in the building. It was fun.
Along those lines, it's a tough way for you to start your rookie season in the NFL. Do you feel a real sense of relief that a lot of this is behind you now?
Definitely, I would say, just back to playing football and focused, happy to be here and, start off with a great start.
I know you said you're day by day as far as when you'll be ready to go, but how did you feel in practice these last 2 days? physically and mentally about if they ask you to play Sunday, you'll be ready?
I feel good. Like I said, just still taking it day by day in the playbook, learning everything I need to know in case I have to go out there and play.
How do you feel that you've come through this situation, just in terms of, you're young, I know it's been stressful. How do you feel like you are, I guess, mentally right now to be here trying to just focus on football when this has been a lot?
Yeah, I would say more so. That's why I'm very happy I'm closer in the circle, my family, and the support of everyone that's been around me this whole time. Like I said, so it's mentally staying sharp and focused, so when the time is ready, I'm ready to go.
Quinshon, were you ever at any point through the process concerned that maybe you wouldn't be here?
I would say I wasn't focusing or thinking of it that way. I just try to think positive, continue to do what I do and, get better as a player, as a competitor, and focus on what I can control.
Quinshon, during your time away, were there people within the organization, teammates, coaches, players, front office that you stayed in contact with? Even after the arrest?
Like I said, I was just more so just focused on improving on the field and, ready when the time was there.
I know you worked out with Isaiah Bond in the pre-draft process, I believe it was. Have you guys, and he went through some similar issues. Have you guys been sort of a support to each other in everything that you've been through?
I think, like I said, for me to be back in the locker room with all of my teammates, you could see their expressions of how happy they were that I was back here in Cleveland, and, back to playing football and just spending a lot of time with them, getting the playbook and be around those guys all day.
Very good.
Quinshon, if it's Sunday or next week, whenever it is, what kind of impact do you think you can have as an offense in this or any game in particular when you get back out?
I think me as a competitor, as a player, you want to go out there and do your best every single day you step on the field. So if I have to play, I'm going to give them all.
You watched Dylan play on Sunday. Did you have visions in your head of what you guys can do as a sort of a 1-2 combination here?
I looked at our whole running back room as a whole, what Jerome did, look at Rocket and Dylan as well, and all those guys went out there and, did their best on the field, so I'm proud of each and every one of them. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hopefully a chance to see him apply his wares on Sunday in Baltimore. Gibby, you have a final injury report, I'm told?
Yeah, final report for us, obviously Batonio full, Conklin limited, questionable for Sunday, now 50-50. Mike Hall, we mentioned earlier, out. DeJuan Jones was a full participant today. Stop it.
Gibby, while you're up there on the Gibby cam.
On the Gibby cam.
While you're on the Gibby cam, can I bring something to your attention?
Oh, I don't think that's a great idea.
I'm going to read a quote from Bobby.
Oh.
I'm not done with the injury.
Wait, hold on.
He can
let him. He goes. He can wait.
Well, you're going to be on it.
Was a
Gibby,
full
questionable.
Today. He's questionable.
Quinshon, full.
Denzel Ward, no status. Likely and Ricard out for the Ravens.
That's big.
Bateman was DNP, but not injury related. It was a personal reason.
Okay.
So he doesn't carry an injury designation. Everybody else good to go for Baltimore.
All right. Now
Gibby,
questionable. From Bobby, who, by the way, produced so many questions yesterday, and none of which were asked. Feels a little hurtful.
Personal, almost a personal attack. Gibby, you're on camera for all of this.
At
by the way.
BGSU, Gibbs uses valuable.
I've got a full show. So
just let you know that your boys back there.
Spit this garbage out today, and deal with this. We can deal with it.
Gibbs uses valuable Browns daily time asking questions from his burner, that Alaska guy, and Nathan Zagura and Bo Bishop don't get to answer some of my best questions. Sad. Move on. It's a football Friday. The fellas get to do the scores, or Gibby has more questions from his many burners. I said, make this right, Gibby. It was echoed. Enough from the clown is back. He says, and I quote, "It's clear that Gibby needs accountability, and I'm here for it. Gibby claims he's a CBD sheriff. In reality, he's the show's rapscallion."
Gibby, you had Gibby.
Okay, I haven't.
It's pretty amazing. Gibby has burners in Arizona and Alaska. I don't know if you saw that.
He has another one.
He's got another burner.
Which
There's
one?
another
The
one.
fan base
AZ
is coming, and
AZ
it's not
Browns.
just some.
What did
it's
AZ
coming to
Browns
my
say?
Says
defense
this
here.
is slander. At BGSU Gibbs is the show. Stop kissing up to Nathan Zagura.
That's right.
Wow.
That's
How
right.
many burners can one guy have?
Gibby's going to do summers in Alaska, winters in the Valley of the Sun.
But you know what's obvious though is
Nah,
that
I'd
he's
rather
got a
go to
pattern, right? He's gonna pick. I'm just gonna pick states, starting with Ace. Pretty soon, we're gonna keep going right down the alphabet. There's gonna be new burners for each state every day.
Oh, now that I think about it. Oh no, yeah, Arizona. Yeah. I just want to make sure it wasn't Arkansas.
Yeah, we got Arizona.
and
Yeah,
Alaska.
Arkansas is coming. Don't give me any idea. Arkansas is coming next.
I appreciate Bobby's contributions.
Yeah.
But it's not a Bobby segment.
It's not a Bobby segment.
So
No,
we try to get to as many people as we can, and we have on more than one occasion gotten to Bobby's questions. I did not
listen.
get to him yesterday. I do apologize that I didn't get to any of your questions because you did take the time to do it.
Well, I'll tell
However,
you,
there's only 10 minutes in the segment.
your burner in Alaska says, "Yeah, Gibby is the show." Sorry, some people can't accept
Weird.
that.
That's so.
Bobby is just
so
trying
both
to copy
burners said
Z
that.
by doing his best to rob Gibby of his joy. Sad reality.
So-
Two burners.
So and both said that Gibby is
Arizona,
the show.
Gibby's the show.
That's the talking point.
That's the talking point.
Wow.
Gibby burners.
Wow.
Look out, kids. Look out.
Oh, and he was just touching his phone and shut down something when I turned around right there.
Here.
Just to get a real look at
I
it.
saw it. Yeah,
He goes here.
I saw it.
Gibby goes here.
No, because
take a
Siciliano
look.
keeps asking what his phone looks like.
Siciliano. Your association with the Browns is going to make people think it's on purpose. Don't worry about it. Grant Delpit with Z coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Very happy now to be joined by Grant Delpit, absolute friend of the program. And Grant, week one, we did not get the result we wanted. How do you guys kind of process that and take the positives that existed, and there are a lot of them, we'll talk about them, and move forward and saying, okay, we can't let that happen again?
Well, you know, my message to the guys is, you know, the losing's got to piss you off, first of all. So no matter how well we think we played on defense, you know, we didn't play well enough. And every week is a new week. So, you know, use that fire we had from last week and continue. We can't let one turn to a two.
All right, let's talk about what happened defensively in this game. First half, they had a couple nice drives, got 14 points on you guys. Second half, nothing. 7 yards of offense, negative 23 yards in the fourth quarter alone. What changed, or what were you guys able to do? What adjustments were made, or was it just better execution as that game went on?
Yeah, you know, they kind of hit us with some stuff early on, took a couple punches, but like you said, you know, we responded, got up off that canvas and really, you know, shut them out in the second half. So we just got to start, you know, we strive for perfection as a defense, and whenever we give up things, you know, we take that pretty harshly. So it wasn't good enough in the first half, so hopefully, you know, we learn from that and play a complete game on Sunday.
If you hold the number one passing offense in the league to what you guys did, it still is a complete game as far as I'm concerned there. Does that give you guys some confidence, though, whether or not the result was what you wanted? But from a defensive standpoint, all right, we just stopped the number one passing offense in the NFL. Last year, Burrow led the league in yards, led the league in passing touchdowns. Chase and Higgins were neutralized. You held them to 2 yards a carry on the ground. I mean, it was in some ways a dominating performance. Does that give you guys confidence that, hey, we're back to where we want to be, or on the path to being back where we want to be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that's expected of us. So I wouldn't say that like it's like a morale booster. I think that's what we're supposed to do. If we're trying to be the number one defense, you know, we're chasing greatness. So I think that's what we're supposed to do. But we just got to get that ball next.
You've been out there with Ronnie before, but now you guys are the tandem. Rayshawn's coming in as that third safety. How's that room going along? You are the old head now in there. You're the most experienced.
Big bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How's that kind of that communication been, and how are the three of you guys working together?
Yeah, you know, I think it's pretty interchangeable back there. You know, like you said, Rayshawn and even KZ, you know, both year 9 or year veterans. 10, one of them veterans, really. So those guys come in and plug in well and rock it, man, shining. I think he had a great game. You know, I got on him. I said you could have really hit T on the sideline. I was being harsh on him. I know, but
he got him out of bounds.
Yeah, he got him out of bounds. He got him out of bounds. He could have made a statement though. But hey, man, so he's balling right now. So we're gonna keep it going, man. We got a great love playing this team challenge on Sunday. So let's keep it going.
To build on what you just said there, in today's NFL, there is a balance, and I'm sure there is a split-second calculation that goes through your head from making a statement and maybe getting a flag because of the way the game is officiated today versus just getting it done. How do you kind of that's a hard thing to do. You're a very physical player. How's that something that you balance when you're out there? Or do you not think about it at all?
Yeah, I mean, you go full speed, because you don't go full speed, you're gonna get got. You know, so you want to attack first, but you know, smartly. You know, it's not just, you know, as you talking about hitting and stuff like that. Yeah. You don't want to go in head first. Of course, like we learn how to kind of go around that rule. The rest if you hit them too hard, the rest might throw a flag. But at least you know what I'm saying, you doing what you got to do.
Well, speaking of one where somebody got hit pretty hard, when Miles came around on that loop. You've seen the clip on that's got to just be, first of all, you guys have to love that. That's just got to be terrifying for another human being to see Myles Garrett coming at him like that.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe, man. He stuck in there through that ball where it was supposed to be. But you know, Myles
he was carried out of bounds. So
he was carried out of bounds.
A long foul ball.
He was carried out of bounds. But you know, I know that 95 is gonna get home, man. So in the back end, we just gotta hold up.
How's it been with this front? Because that was kind of the story of training camp, right? What our front did here. We go to Charlotte, what they did against Carolina. We go to Philly, what they did against the defending Super Bowl champions. Saw it against the Rams, and then you saw it in Week 1. This front really, especially in that second half, relentless and obviously led by 95.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal. I think we've come to see over these years that we have a great D-line, and as a secondary, you know, you love that. I'm pretty bored on third downs, specifically, because, you know, it's no secret we play a lot of man, and most time my tight end is just chipping miles. So hopefully, the Ravens have another game plan. I get more involved on third down this week.
All right, well, you want to talk about the Ravens. This is another, it goes from, that's part of the plan in this division, right? You get one elite offense to another. The best passing offense, the best running offense. And by the way, Lamar can certainly throw the ball over 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns a year ago. What challenges do they present when now you're worried about all 11 are in the run game because the quarterback certainly is a runner, over 900 yards a year. They've got big Derrick Henry. You want tight ends. We'll see about Isaiah likely, but they've got a couple tight ends that can play. They got the big fullback Patrick Ricard. How different is this challenge than really anybody else in the league, and how do you get ready for it?
Yeah, it's a very unique offense that they have. Two of those guys I don't think will be playing. I don't know about Ricard and I don't know about Likely, but we're aware of their weapons that they have on offense. Of course, they got the two best players, Lamar and Derrick Henry. It's not a real debate there.
Yeah.
So you stop Derrick Henry going downhill. You limit Lamar's direct runs and call runs and not over like 10, 12 yards. They're not going to run them every down of the game. So, hopefully, we got a good game plan and take care of this business.
All right, they've got a good tight end, Mark Andrews, and he has been, unfortunately, very successful against the Cleveland Browns. 11 touchdowns, most against any team. How do you slow a guy? Yeah, he's got more. He scored in both games last year as well. How do we slow down him in that pass game? You got Zay Flowers, the Pro Bowler, wide receiver. Bateman had a nice year last year. But Mark Andrews just feels like, against us, always seems to find a way.
Yeah, he's one of the QB's favorite targets. So expect the ball to come to him. I don't know how much that's going to change with Likely being out. But, we're prepared for everything.
All right, you talk about playing a lot of man. One of the dangers with a running quarterback is when you're in man, if you're back to the quarterback, that's when some of those crazy runs happen.
Yep.
How do you still stay true to who you guys want to be, but also, and we've done a very good job against Lamar, certainly as a runner in years past. How do you stay true to who you want to be, but also make sure you maintain that contain? And a lot of times, you've been involved in doing that.
Yeah. Like you said, it's no secret, man. We play man-to-man with man-to-man defense. Schwartz will tell you this. Everybody will tell you this. So we have certain things in place if we're playing man to take care of some of what they do. I can't tell everything, but
no, please.
Yeah, it's not a secret, man. We play tight coverage and assign people to certain people.
When you come from LSU, you're used to playing obviously big time games. And it feels like, in our division right now, that's what you get every time out. You get 6 of those guaranteed a year, and then you find out what else falls into the schedule. Is that something that you loved? You look forward to these kind of games, and we've had success there in this stadium.
Yeah. They're always fun. They're always juiced up. It's playing a familiar opponent. I know that stadium going to be rocking. That's why I kind of like road games, away games when the stadium is just going crazy. I don't know how that feels playing on offense, but I love how it feels playing on defense, being a silencer. I kind of playing the villain role. I kind of like that.
What did you see from Carson Swessinger? Because you guys are often on the same level a lot, so probably a lot of communication between you two. Rookie thrust into it, and obviously big situation against the Bengals, and now it's going to be a tough task again with Lamar. How did you see him in his debut? And like I said, it's got to be wild. Feels like we were just talking about your debut, and we actually were right before this interview, and now you're against a guy like that.
Yeah, I don't see much weaknesses in his game. Already as a rookie, he's standing off on the tape. I told him, man, he got to come up with a signature celebration because he's going to be making a lot of plays, man. He's a rookie, so I think that's true. Maybe y'all fans got to help him out a little bit, but he needs a signature celebration. He's going to have 100-some tackles and a lot of turnovers.
I like that. Since you've been here, we have never started a season 0-2. How have you guys been able to find that way? And you're going to have to dig deep, obviously, here on the road. What's in your role as a leader? Because you clearly are a leader of the team. When you come out to practice, you can see it. It's plain as day. What do you say to these guys? How do you get them to be focused on the task at hand and to go out there and make sure we turn in what is a winning performance?
Yeah, don't let the moment, overwhelm you. It's gonna be a nice environment for the Ravens. It's gonna be they got the reunion.
Yeah, they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of taking the Cleveland Browns from Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Moving them to Baltimore and becoming the Baltimore Ravens while they play the Browns.
Well, we know Flacco gonna come with it. 'Cause I know it's gonna hype him up. So it's just about playing every snap as every snap. Not letting the moment overwhelm you and really doing what we do right out here behind us. It's nothing different.
Is it wild that Joe Flacco, the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, was his teammate in Baltimore?
Oh yeah. 2003. That was the first year, right?
He's been around. No, later than that, 2007, because it's his 18th season this year.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Flacco, man. Like Rob De Niro. He's been in every movie.
He has been in every movie.
Yeah.
Grant, we appreciate you as a leading man. Appreciate the time here, and good luck against the Ravens.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Very.
Score big with Howard Hanna, the official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns, Northeast Ohio's #1 real estate provider, dedicated to helping you make the best move. Visit howardhanna.com/go Browns to explore your winning options today. Not only do you have an Alaska burner and an Arizona burner, by the way, nice job of tweeting out.
Yeah, Arizona
Google
burner's
searching,
working real hard.
Give me a photo of Arizona. Look, guys, you can't do this.
I did it.
Here's me in a filter.
Yeah.
Now you have a Chicago burner.
Yep.
I love Chicago.
Of course you do.
Here's one thing, though.
do.
Look at Gibby's burner is now really trying to throw us off the scent. He said, when I said,
It's quite the battle on social
More
media.
proof.
I'm entertained.
He's showing like all
Gibby, we knew it. He goes, that was uncalled for. I'm much more handsome. Much more
That's
handsome than Gibby. That's exactly what Gibby
That's exactly
would say.
what Gibby
Yeah,
would
it's
say
totally,
to disprove it.
Yeah, totally.
This
Not
proves
buying it.
nothing. Yeah, you've got Gibby's got a Chicago burner now too.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's see where
Keep
else
that
we can
head
go.
high. Everyone knows the show falls
I
apart
appreciate
when
everybody
you're gone.
listening. I appreciate everybody
You
reaching
let
out on my behalf.
The inmates run the asylum.
That's right.
I don't know. Word on the street was Tuesday's show was a real banger. Real banger.
With the G-Man.
Hey, I know the G-Man's got things covered when I'm out.
He's well done.
Yeah.
He does a fine job.
G-Man tried to be Switzerland. He's trying to be Switzerland in the middle. Trying to stay
Planning out. G-Man's got like a solo weekend. Family's out of town.
Oh, my
We're
God.
trying to figure out how he's going to thrive for the next like 36 hours.
Oh, G-Man. You're unfettered? It's an unfettered G-Man on the loose?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, do you go back to the old stomping grounds? See what you can get into?
Maybe you'll see him at the Kent State game tomorrow if they let him in for free.
Who do they play?
Buffalo.
There you go.
When was the last time they won?
I remember watching Buffalo with Khalil Mack.
Week 1? Non-FBS? There you go.
G-Man, your retort and your contribution to this right now disappoints me greatly. That's the only way I can say
Well,
it.
he's in there with him.
I haven't.
He's his little prodigy.
We've been churning out some stuff over here. I have not talked to him about this at all.
In our camp.
He's our protege. He's his prodigy.
He is. If there was a choice in front of him, there were divergent paths.
We should
like
probably
this,
get
and
to
you could only
Overunders.
walk
We have
one
to
path,
back
G-Man.
and
We'll get to it. Well, you're fine, Gibby. Don't worry.
He's
about it.
walking the Bishop
So
Segura path.
Who did we put it?
The
who did-
BZP.
Who was it who said you got to choose? Did we put G-Man up to that?
Yeah.
You had to pick a side?
And he did.
You had
He's
to pick a
already
side.
planted his flag. So there's no trying to go back and be Switzerland here. Not making watches.
No. All right, time for a little over-unders, kids. Let's hit it.
Ugh, move on. Next.
Week 1 of the over-unders.
I have no idea what happened. I don't even remember what I did.
Yeah, you dominated is what you did. I'm not afraid to say it.
Gibby, 4-1 week 1 in the over-unders. Segura,
Where's a twisted tea when I need one?
2-3.
Let's go.
Help wash down these lovely Tostitos chips.
Love it.
It's a delight.
It is a delight. I mean, I've done some pretty good damage.
You've
on
really
this
crushed
sauce.
that habanero.
Yeah.
What is that? What is
I
it?
had a
habanero
kick.
what?
I had a good sweat going.
Chunky habanero.
Chunky habanero. It's a real delight.
There it is. I want breaking news.
Dr. Z, 2-3.
Breaking news. Let's get back to what matters right here.
You ready?
13 seconds ago.
I'm 4-1.
And I quote, I officially stand with Nathan Segura and Bo Bishop firmly, bigly, forever. The G-Man. That's right. That's right.
The G.
He needs his own. Yes, that's right. Let him see you, G-Man. G-Man needs his own camera. We need the
Hey, we're working on getting this camera position so it features all of us.
Features
Everybody.
Everybody.
You need a
little Dr. J cam.
You need what they call in the biz a fisheye lens.
There you go. You can see all of it. All right, you guys ready?
You know what? I like giving Gibby early leads.
Track him down.
Just break his heart.
I give him back just
Give
really
it a
well.
minute. All right, here we go. Over-unders. Gibby goes first. We're going to start with Flacco. I like that number so much, we're running it back. Joe Flacco passing yards accumulated 265.5.
Going over this week. I went under last week, but
it was the only one you missed.
I think the Ratbirds defense is ripe for the picking.
Over.
Same.
Gibby. Over. Where's a ghoul?
Kev, you got the over-unders?
Next.
Over.
Hey. He's got it. He was just waiting.
Yeah, baby. He was waiting.
He's waiting for the next. You got to have that. Then he's got it. All right.
Just doing my job back here, guys.
By the way,
Crushing it, Kev.
G-Man,
Don't worry about it.
When
Go ahead.
you were out Wednesday,
yeah.
did we guess the lines?
Yeah.
He was doing a good Next.
That's how you got to do it. All right. Segura. Lamar Jackson rushing yards.
Okay.
Rushing yards. Over under. Dylan and Quinshon. Or if something happens with Quinshon, Ford.
Lamar Jackson rushing yards.
Yep. Over or under.
All right. Here we go.
Dylan and Q or Dylan. Actually, I'll give you your top 2 Browns rushers. That's an easier way to do it.
Okay.
Top 2 Browns from the running. Well, it's not going to be Flacco. So from the top 2 Browns running backs.
All right. Here's Lamar Jackson's career rushing against the Cleveland Browns. 63, 46, 41, 27, 59, 5, 68, 124, back in 2020 on that crazy Monday night game. 45, 103, 66, 90, and 10.
So 2 really low ones in there. You had a
really
5
low
and a
ones.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year was 63 and 46. So we averaged that up 109. We're at 54.5 as the over-under, the total. Number 1 run defense in the league.
I love that. Like, there are people that are really pretending to be my burner on here.
Gibby, just now
Gibby,
seeing everything that's
okay,
happening.
what a likely story, Gibby.
I'm getting a
real
good laugh
treat.
out of this.
I
Yeah.
bet you are.
Hey,
As you're
Cleveland-
sitting there
Respond to
tweeting
that more.
as Z is contemplating doing the real show.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I'm
back
doing
there
real show. You're
tweeting
like,
out,
I don't know.
Or
I got,
one
I
in
got
week
PFF
1, my year of
Nate
dominance
going on.
from
Can I
across
get
the
it? Can I
country.
get a number? Can I get an over or an under today? At some point, we have another hour and 6 minutes.
That's an unbelievable line. That's my favorite line he's ever had. I'm sorry, it's at your expense.
He wants a number. You didn't ask for a number. He didn't ask for a number.
I know, but he goes, I got PFF Nate. That's a great job. That's an all-time Gibby line. Good job, Gibby.
Traders in the mix.
No,
That's
no. I mean,
that's outrageous.
I mean, it was very good.
tides, they are a-turning.
The timing on it was so great. All while he's innocently looking at his new burners. Who do you got?
He's interrupting me,
He is.
quite frankly, to talk about
Who do you got?
his
Lamar
army.
or Dylan and Quinshon?
Browns.
Under. Gibby?
Lamar.
Dang, dude, you're a hater.
Next.
You are a hater.
Over.
Hater.
Under.
All right, Gibby. Derrick Henry, yards per carry. 6.
Under.
Under.
He had a good game last season in the final game. We were
That
done.
was the
and
final
It
game.
was, yeah. But otherwise, we have
As
done
a
a
Raven,
fine
he's
job
been over
defending
6
him.
per carry. As a Raven against the Browns, over 6 per carry both games.
Under.
Segura?
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Let me log in to PFF.
Great job.
73 at 6.6. 138, 6.9.
Yep.
Under.
Under it is.
But now I can't make a comeback.
Next! You got all season.
Over. Under.
Sacks and turnovers, Segura, 3.5.
Reverse jinx for the betterment of the team. Under.
Gibby?
He's so hard to sack.
He is.
I will go under simply because of that.
All right. Under as well. Next!
Over. Under.
The actual, Gibby, 44.5.
Under.
Under. Again.
See, this is my curse, is that last year the only reason it was even remotely close is because I basically got every total wrong.
Yeah.
Overs are more fun. Nobody wants to root for an under. Over.
I'm not rooting for an under.
You're rooting. First of all,
I'm
you're
happy
rooting
to
for
be
Lamar
wrong on that.
Jackson.
I'm happy for
You're
you to
rooting for
literally
Lamar
stop
Jackson
on the
to run
broadcast,
wild, is what
turn
you're rooting
around,
for. You're
leave
rooting
your
for Lamar
wingman, Andrew
Jackson.
Siciliano, and go, that's one for me in the middle of the broadcast.
Yeah, I hope I
can't
get
wait.
to do
That should be.
that.
That's
I hope
what
I get to do that.
By
Let me
the
tell
way-
you something right now. You are rooting for Lamar Jackson to absolutely run wild and for us to have no ground game, and that saddens me. I don't
That's
care
not
if it's
true.
coming from
Well-
Chicago. I don't care. Where's Baltimore, Gibby?
Give it a minute.
Where's Baltimore, Gibby?
This is a-
He's going to show up going, caw, caw, I'm a Raven. Woo, 30 years, yay. By the way, there is a Baltimore Gibby.
Simon?
Oh, no. Baltimore Gibby?
Oh, that's right. There's
Where's
a
the
Baltimore.
clip of Deke? Hey, where's Gibby? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Up on the Jumbotron. There is absolutely a Baltimore Gibby.
This
right.
is a great tweet out of his Chicago burner. Show basically runs itself at this point. I built quite the empire here.
I like this guy. I like
I'm a big
Chicago
fan
Gibby.
of Chicago Gibby. That
Yeah.
guy's got a lot going on. We'll go behind enemy lines. Jeff Zrebiec coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office. Give them a call, 216-485-2000, or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time to go behind enemy lines, get the latest on what is happening in Baltimore. He's one of the great friends of the program. He's Jeff Zrebiec, senior writer at The Athletic on the Ravens side of things, and he joins on the Twisted Tea Hotline, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time. Before we look ahead to what we've got coming up here on Sunday, take me through what happened last week from your vantage point. That just doesn't happen. Quite honestly, it's never happened. That type of dominance, and it all evaporates in the fourth. How did that happen on Baltimore's watch?
It's a good question. And unfortunately, maybe not to that extent, but it does tend to happen to the Ravens pretty often where they blow these leads. It's become a thing, a major talking point before that game, and now they did it again, in primetime television audience. So it's something they've got to figure out. In one part of it, they've had more leads than probably any team in football, more double-digit leads, since Lamar Jackson's been their quarterback. But the other part of it, some of them. So everybody sort of has a hand in, from the coaching staff being too conservative to the players making from the other night. But we, to that extent, I've covered 4 or 5 games that feel an awful lot like that over the last 3 or 4 years.
Jeff, one of the ways that you are in that position is to have an elite offense. And under Todd Monken, this offense has gotten better every single year. Lamar Jackson, I think, should have won MVP last year. Already off to a great start. They put up 40 points on 51 plays, which is, I don't know if that's the most points per play in NFL history, but it's got to be one of the top performances. Henry's playing great. Zay Flowers, all of it. This offense, is this the best that you've seen this offense and the most complete it feels like going into a season?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, we're having some issues with Jeff's phone a little bit. Let's grab it on hold and see if we can get that kind of stabilized a little bit, because we're popping in and out on those type of things. It still happens in this day and age.
Sometimes that might have just been an appropriate answer. Yes, I think that's fair. They are that good.
That's it.
That's all you're going to get. Yeah. They are. Not much more to say. Yeah, really.
That's exactly it right there. So we'll work to get Jeff back on or get that connection a little bit more stabilized. But, yeah, what happened to them on Sunday had never happened. You look at them from a roster standpoint, we've talked about it all week, there's no notes. There's no real weaknesses in the roster. They have everything that you'd want. It was a stupefying thing that happened, and my guess is they'll be fully fueled and ready to go by the time we get to Sunday and the home opener for them. But as he's mentioned there in that first answer, this type of thing does happen to them, and it's a little bit of – kind of get that monkey off their back a little bit to be able to close one out. So it's one that is going to sting for a while for them, that loss in Buffalo, and they'll be fully motivated here on Sunday as we effort to get Jeff back.
Yeah, and it's something they've given up more 10-point leads in the second half than anybody under Jim Harbaugh, but this is a very good football team, make no mistake about it, and they feel like they let one go that was potentially as critical to their season as any, because it feels right now, and that's so premature, but it feels right now there's a good chance that the path to the AFC Championship game is going to go through Baltimore or Buffalo, and losing that head-to-head game with them, and that is very disrespectful, obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs, who have only been in that game, 8 years in a row?
Right, yeah, they're always in it.
But that's how it feels. That's what it feels like right now, and so that's a big loss for them. So you're going to have their full attention. They're not going to want to sleep on the Browns, but it's a dynamic offense. You've got to try to stop Derrick Henry before he can get going downhill, because if you do not, he's going to hit those long runs, and that 6 yards a carry is going to feel like automatic. You've got to stop Lamar Jackson in the run game as well. And they are not only so good running the football, but now they've become one of the best passing offenses in the NFL too. And that's the dirty little secret here, is that Lamar Jackson is now an assassin from the pocket.
I mentioned this when we were doing the matchup yesterday, and we talked about Todd, and we had him here, and we knew what he was all about. But so much credit to Lamar for continuing to improve his craft every single year and become better and better. We went over the numbers from him from 22 to 23 and now 24, but how he's getting better and better. Z, I think we have Jeff back. Go ahead with your question again.
Well, Jeff, just talking about that offense and the evolution of, it's one thing when Lamar Jackson was the best running quarterback maybe of all time, to now he goes last year over 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 picks. He starts off this year averaging 11 yards per attempt. He's got 2 touchdowns, rating of 144. Oh, and he ran for 70, a touchdown. Oh, and Derrick Henry's the leading rusher in the league. This offense under Todd Monken in particular, the shift that's happened to, okay, yeah, even if we get ahead, we're fine. Or if we get behind, we're not okay because Lamar can't throw it. Now he's one of the best pocket passers in the league. Just any thoughts on his evolution and really the role of that collaboration between he and Todd Monken in this evolution of Lamar Jackson to, I think, the best player in the National Football League?
Yeah, it's been something Jackson's gotten better at every year. He always, whenever you ask him about areas where he wants to improve, he always says all of them. But obviously, given his reputation coming into the NFL and some of the early questions about his ability to throw, it's always sort of been his focus every offseason to keep that progression going. And, over the years, they've just become way more balanced. They've become way more able to challenge every aspect of the field. Where, yeah, if they're behind us, they're not out of it. If they're ahead, they still have the ability to be aggressive in the passing game. And, DeAndre Hopkins, whatever you think of him, where he is at, they don't need him to be DeAndre Hopkins in his prime. I mean, he's just kind of a complimentary player on this team. And when Isaiah Likely gets back, he'll be a complimentary player. This may be the best collection of skilled players that they've ever surrounded Jackson with. In fact, that's what I would say. So, they've built this offense to the perspective and to the point where it can attack you in a lot of ways. And Lamar's ability in the pocket and his accuracy have allowed them to do that.
Jeff, I said before the year, I'm curious, and this is for the 30,000 feet view, curious where you are, boots on the ground. I think that this Baltimore team has the most pressure in the league to get to the Super Bowl and even win it. That to me, they're as all in as can be, if not now win. I know Buffalo's probably in that conversation too. Is that how you guys feel over there? Because when I look at this roster, there's no notes. It doesn't feel like they have any weaknesses.
I would agree with that. You just can't keep. You're only going to get so many chances to knock down the door, right? And they keep making the playoffs every year, and they keep coming up short, and the losses are in an agonizing fashion where they don't play well. They make key turnovers. Very rarely have we seen them just get outplayed and them, get beat. They usually do more beating themselves than the other team does harm to them. So, that's all added up this year. You're right. This is a huge year for them. I mean, how many chances are you going to get with a quarterback playing at an MVP level to sort of push down that door and get over the Bills or Chiefs and get yourself to the Super Bowl? So, this team is in position from the beginning where what they do in January is what matters, and that's a tough spot to be in because getting the playoffs isn't easy. I mean, you guys have probably seen their schedule over the first 5 weeks. It's one tough game after the next. You just can't fast forward and get to January to prove yourself. So they have a long way to go to get there, but there's no question that's sort of the kind of the backdrop of this season, that there's a ton of pressure on them and they need to take a next step as an organization.
Were you surprised at how, this was a defense that was number 1 in the NFL over the second half of last season. They buttressed their secondary, bringing in Awuzie, bringing in Jair Alexander. Malachi Starks is the first-round pick. And yet the Bills were really able to throw the football on them. Were you surprised by that in Week 1, coming off of how good that defense had looked, certainly in the end of last year?
I was surprised how kind of punchless they looked, how sluggish they looked defensively. We saw that early last year, but that whole last year was an entire new coaching staff and a new defensive coordinator. And there was always going to be a learning curve for Zach Orr early last year. They had to replace a ton of players last year. Patrick Queen, Clowney. There was like 4 or 5 guys that played key snaps that they had to replace. This year they have most people back, and they added some young talent. The coaching staff is mostly back. So, yeah, you don't ever expect them to, to play that poorly. And, it's been a lot of talk about that in the building this week. They had a kind of a players-only dinner to discuss it. There's been some meetings. Marlon Humphrey said the defense is way too immature, which is pretty God, that's to say that about a group filled with veterans and first-round picks is something. So they're aware of it. They can look in the mirror, and obviously they didn't like what they saw last week. So, you don't ever expect, Bills are really good. They're going to put up points on a lot of people.
Yeah.
But to give up 40+ and not be able to close that game when they had 3 or 4 opportunities to do so, you don't expect that at all.
Jeff, on the other side of this matchup, this Browns offense will be led by Joe Flacco. What's Joe Flacco's kind of legacy in Baltimore? How is he viewed by that fan base?
Oh, man. I mean, each year that goes by, it feels like the bond between the fan base is stronger. And, Joe will never have to pay for beer here in his life. He's just sort of been adopted as one of their own. And I was talking to, Zach Jackson, my colleague in Cleveland there, and he's the 3rd most popular Raven, ex-Raven in the history of the organization. Probably only Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, are ahead of him.
Wow.
The second he retires, he will be in the team's. There will be plans to get him in the team's Ring of Honor. And he just, it was everything he was, not just leading the team to Super Bowl, but it was everything he was about. Class, accountability, toughness. Even when he ultimately got kind of pushed out where they went with Lamar Jackson, he handled that whole situation with class. No drama with Joe. You just knew what you were going to get. He showed up. I mean, he was a favorite in the building here. Everybody loves him. I'm sure they would prefer he's not having success with division rival, but everyone roots for him here. I'm curious to see the outpouring of support, but I talked to a few former Ravens, like Todd Heap, his good buddy, former tight end. He'll be in the building this weekend. A lot of people want to say hello to Joe Flacco. He's almost unanimously liked in the city. Obviously Lamar is king right now, but Flacco certainly isn't forgotten.
Well, it takes a special person to be as beloved in Baltimore as you just laid out, and also to be embraced by a Cleveland Browns fan base that he tortured and dominated for a great many years in his 18 years here in the National Football League. So obviously, that's a big story there. There's been a little bit of, I think, trash going both ways. We've heard some comments from the players, and then also kind of hanging over at the 30th anniversary celebration that happens to be happening when the Browns are coming to town. What do you make of some of the extracurriculars going into this game for two teams that really, the Ravens started 0-2 last year, still won the division, so they know they can do it. Browns haven't started 0-2 since 2017, but two teams that probably feel like they should have won in week 1 and absolutely want to win here in week 2.
Well, I think it's fun, first of all. I mean,
Agreed.
Give it more spice. Like, we're all for that, right? Like, I don't think anybody takes it personal, or I'm sure there'll be talk after the game about it, and so-and-so shouldn't have said this, or so-and-so shouldn't have done that, or the organization shouldn't have, planned this for their home opener, all that. I'm sure we'll hear that, but I think it adds some spice. I don't think the Ravens have done a whole lot of talking. I mean, I don't think the players the players obviously aren't responsible for the festivities there. So, and I don't think they've really returned fire too much, but they have bigger concerns right now after what they saw last week. But I think it adds a lot of fun to this game. Joe's return, to Baltimore for the first time as a visiting quarterback. These teams play really good games. I mean, let's face it. I think the Ravens have a lot of respect for the Browns and what they can do. The Browns have beaten them a good number of times in recent years. So I think it'll add to a really nice game between two teams that need to win, because the schedule isn't getting any easier for either team.
No, it most certainly is not, Jeff. And just wanted to ask you about something from week 1 that, when I was going through, I always like to look at the coverages that were called, the blitzes and all of that. And it jumped out to me, the amount of all-out blitzes against the Bills in week 1. It was the most of any team in the NFL. Highest number of plays, highest number of percentage in cover 0, just going after Josh Allen. Do you think that was more Josh Allen specific, or is that something, that Zach Orr wants to really set the tone with this year?
I think it's more they were kind of at a loss between they couldn't get a stop and let's try to make something happen. Let's go after them. And it's funny, guys. I mean, Zach Orr's been getting crushed and John Harbaugh's getting crushed all week because of being too conservative, and everyone's accusing them of sitting back. I tried to explain to people they really didn't sit back. They just couldn't get to Josh Allen. I just think that, the Bills have one of the best offensive lines in the sport. Their tackles are particularly good. I don't think they like their chances of getting a pass rush with the 4. And I also think they wanted to be careful on the edges with rushing too far off field and opening up some of the lanes for Allen to get out of the pocket. So that was sort of more of a thing. I don't think they want to blitz that much, especially in cover zero. But, you know, this is the Ravens after all. This is sort of their DNA.
Yep.
When things get tough, they send the house and live with it. I mean, I think we saw that last year in Cleveland when they caught them in a cover zero. Was that Tillman on the long touchdown pass from Winston where he got isolated with Eddie Jackson? Yeah, so we know that in the past. When it gets tough, they're going to send some people. But I don't think that's the way they would prefer playing and sending as many cover zeros.
Jeff, always enjoy the conversation. Thanks for giving us a little bit of your time today.
My apologies, guys, about the phone
no
mishap. Enjoy the game Sunday.
Thank you. We really appreciate his time. Jeff Zrebiec joining us, senior writer at The Athletic, covering the Ravens, joins the show on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Get your Sunday forecast, your keys to victory, all coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fan with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Sunday forecast in Baltimore. High of 85. There's that summer. It's still there. 5% chance of rain. Wind gusts south-southeast up to 9. Feeling like 88. It's going to be hot. It is going to be sunny. And according to AccuWeather, a great afternoon for football. There you go.
Let's go.
There you go. Time for your keys to victory on Sunday in Baltimore. And for that, we can only turn to one man. His name is Dr. Z.
Listen, this is going to be a tough game. Browns, they're big underdogs. Many people say, whoop-de-doo. We don't care about that. If we're going to go there, we need to do a couple things. Number one, we need to stop Derrick Henry from getting downhill. We need to contain Lamar Jackson as a runner, force him to run side to side, not north and south. No big plays in the passing game. Our best chance is to force them to run more plays. Now, you'd say to yourself, that sounds like a great idea. Last week they went 50 plays and scored 40 points and averaged 8 yards a play. So they hit explosives. We have to try to limit those explosives, and we've got to find a way to generate takeaways. We need to end some drives taking the football away. That is massive. Massive on the defensive side. Offensively, conversely, we didn't really see the shots down the field. This is a team's going to play cover zero. It's a team that last week that I mentioned struggled with their secondary. Basically, everybody who played in the secondary gave up a quarterback rating of 100 or more. We need to attack that secondary, and we're going to need protection up front. We don't know about Jack Conklin right now. We've got DeJuan Jones, could be Cornelius Lucas. On the edges last year, they had a pair of guys with double-digit sacks. Owe had 10. Kyle Van Noy had 12.5. They got Matabike in the middle, had 13.5 2 years ago. We've got to give time to Joe Flacco so that he can deliver the football down the field. We've got to get Isaiah Bond involved in this one. We've got to establish some kind of a running game. It's going to be tough. This is the number one run defense in the NFL, but we have to. And then special teams, their young kicker looks pretty good. Looked like he stepped in, and Loop looks like he can boom the ball. They've always had that kind of an advantage. They've had the best kicker, arguably in the history of the game for the last decade plus. If the Browns get an opportunity, Andre Schmidt goes out there. He's got to make his kicks. This is a game where you are not going to win if you do not do the little things. If you give points away, you're not going to beat them. So we have got to go out there. We've got to take the football away. Heck, last time we were in Baltimore and we won, we had a defensive touchdown. Now, so did they. But we made up for it with ours to neutralize that. Greg Newsom's first ever interception. We're going to have to play clean football and be at our very best. This is a talented football team, top to bottom. Browns absolutely can do it. This needs to be a big game from our defensive line and our young linebackers, Carson Swessinger and Devin Bush. They need to be on their cues, and they need to play great football. And we do that. There's no reason why we can't go out there and win this football game.
No, we've beaten them before. You just can't be negative. You can't be negative in the turnovers like we were last week in Cincinnati. You can't be negative there, and you can't be negative in special teams. Just be even on special teams. That's all you're asking for. Just be even. They make a kick, you make a kick, and then just don't turn the ball over. The ball hits you in the hands. Go ahead and catch it. I guess I would have no reason to look this up. I did not realize this was Joe's first time back in Baltimore as a starter.
Yeah. As a starter, first time
as a starter. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that. So you think of the emotion that comes with that. And it made me very happy when Jeff Zrebiec on The Athletic, and he said that Joe's the third most popular Raven ever.
That shocked me.
Behind just Ray and Ed, that's a really cool thing. But it shocks you except they got to experience Joe like we have.
Yeah.
So you think of how good of a dude he is, and they got him in his prime, and he won a Super Bowl, so then it all adds up. That was the case. But I would imagine that this will be a very emotional game for your quarterback.
Yeah, now he said that I've always been accused of being very calm.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see, even if I am emotional, you're not going to know. But yeah, there's going to be something about it. There's something when he's going to walk onto that field in a role in which he has never been before. And there's going to be something there. So I think, from a coaching standpoint, what you want to do is try to get him some layups early so that he can just settle into the game.
Yeah.
Just get him something where it's just an easy pitch and catch early, just a quick little stop route, a little stick route, or maybe you're just run a bubble screen if you got three of our guys versus two there. If they don't match it, throw that out there. Just something, get him in a little bit of a rhythm early. And I think it's more important for him to be in a rhythm early. Of course, we got to get that ground game going, but I think you need him in a rhythm because I think if we're going to win this game, we're going to have to throw for a lot of yards and we're going to have to score a lot of points.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way that it is. That's what Buffalo was able to do. They were able to outscore them, outlast them in the end, and get a victory in what should be a good one over in Baltimore on Sunday. Barking Backers, official dog fan club of the Cleveland Browns, back for the 2025 season. Get your pup on the action with exclusive gear, events, and more. Memberships available now, barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers is presented by Milkbone in association with Embrace Pet Insurance and Pet Supplies Plus, a little segment we like to call Do Pay Attention to the Scores.
To the scores.
Coming up next, you'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week, presented by Ohio Cats, showcases top matchups, rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team earns $3,000 in funding, plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media channels. This week's matchup is Newton Falls versus Southeast, so good luck to those competing there. It is time in the program and in the week where we break out a little segment that we like to call Do Pay Attention to the Scores.
If you like saying, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to have X dollars.
Yep.
And I want that to double.
That's right.
Pay attention. Because what we did here in week 1 for you, we're already off to a banger start in week 2. You called it. It's a blowout city.
Blowout city. Too easy.
Bo, 12-4.
Oh, baby. 12-4 on a week 1.
That's pretty impressive because
Baltimore Gibby.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
Boy,
Deke did that to you?
He's on the He's like,
so
where's Gibby? There he is on the
This
Jumbotron.
is a Thursday night game. Zagura's on the sideline. Doug and Jim are in the booth. I don't think things were going well for us, if I recall correctly.
No.
And Jim brings it back from a break, and he says something to Doug, and there's silence. And Jim's like, Doug, you all right? He goes, I was just looking for Gibbs. And Jim's like, what? And Deke looks up and goes, there he is.
There he is.
Found him right on the Jumbotron.
So this guy's a big fan in Baltimore. So every game he's on
there
the
all the
Jumbotron. Yeah,
time.
it's like,
Yeah.
Super
Zagura's
fan
in my
Dan.
ear, so I can have direct conversation with anybody on the sideline.
Sure.
Zagura can't breathe. He's laughing so hard. So he's worthless for 5 minutes. Donovan can't do anything.
Deke's your
Everybody's
boy.
laughing.
Oh,
Deke's
my
your boy, and he
goodness.
came for you.
Two of my favorite moments is being a part of the crew have happened in Baltimore. That is one of them, and the other one was when in COVID, when you weren't there and I was there, and you accused me of being behind.
That's right. I did.
You're like, yeah, I don't think you're caught up.
You're not
I'm
caught
like,
up.
This is
I'm
real life.
here.
I'm here in real life right now, so
It's impossible that I'm behind.
Yeah, maybe you're behind.
It was so rough that day. So rough. That's the first game.
That was insane.
So we're in
You guys were doing it
from the stadium.
empty stadium, but
No,
from the
they're
stadium.
No, from
They
Cleveland.
were in Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying. Empty stadium in Cleveland.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
us and one security guard and Cleat. Cleat's there. And we're doing this game, and we had just gotten permission like the day before because multiple owners went and got us like the all-22. Otherwise, we were just calling it off of TV.
Which would have been really hard.
So we had 2 feeds. Couldn't get it to work till literally 10 minutes before the game.
Jeez.
Beyond nervous. First play from scrimmage, Chubb goes around the corner, running, open field, lose the feed. Jim literally makes up the call. I can say this now. Makes up the call.
Great voice.
It popped up, and sure enough, everything that he said happened. It was an 8-yard gain. He literally was like, yep, 8-yard gain, just like I thought it was. We got boat race that day.
Boy, did
That was
we.
the first game in the Kevin Stefanski era.
Yeah, and I was there. It was me and the Ravens band, literally the only people in the stadium. It was like watching a movie before they put the sound effects in. Because
Yeah.
you couldn't hear anything.
So
But it was
strange.
just like happening in complete isolation. It was so bizarre. And no, it was not a great day for us. That band, I wanted at some point, I was like, all right, enough.
That's enough. There's nobody here.
Yeah, get rid of this band. I had to do in an empty stadium. I remember I had to do like a TV hit in a mask, and when I would talk, I'd have to pull the mask down
And then put it back.
And I'm like, there's
nobody
nobody
here. I'm the only one breathing it.
Zagura had his own section.
I had the whole stadium, my own section. I had the entirety of the stadium.
That's the craziest thing ever, dude. That you experienced that you went by yourself to games and there's nobody.
I drove in
That's
the
right,
morning.
You did. You drove. I remember that. Yep.
Because I wasn't on the road for most of them, but I drove to that one, Pittsburgh, Cincy, and Baltimore. When you realize you got to be there at like 10 a.m., that's an early get. That's a bit
I
of
did
a
it
drive.
twice this summer. It's a full 6+.
Yeah, and the coming back that's no fun.
Pennsylvania Turnpike, pretty lawless.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you went
12 and 4 for
4.
me. Good job out of me.
Yeah.
You're welcome, kids. How'd you do, Dr. Z?
10 and
good week
6.
too, yeah.
10 and 6, solid.
Those are two.
Yeah, very
pretty
solid
robust.
starts.
Considering
Robust. Very
that's the
solid
most
starts.
volatile scores usually of the season.
Yeah, you like getting a little hay in the barn early.
Yeah, it's
Get
nice
those,
to have a
get
little
those wins
a
early.
little cushion. And we got another one already. So here we go.
All right, away we go. Week number 2 in the National Football League. The Sunday 1 o'clock window takes us to Northern Kentucky to kick things off. The Bengals 1-0 hosting the 1-0 Jacksonville Jaguars. Interesting, the Jags coach, Mr. Duval, with his big eye thing he does, talking that Travis Hunter is going to get more defensive snaps.
No kidding.
Yeah. All right. Well, but that might take away a little bit from the offense.
No, he just needs more.
Just do both.
Do both.
That's why you drafted him second.
Guy played, 120 snaps a game?
Let
He's
him
fine.
go.
Jags, Bengals, Zagura lead us off this week.
I got to look here. I got to look at the
oh boy.
At the numerals.
Glad you're prepared.
There it is.
Maybe if you weren't on your burner accounts, you'd be fine.
Please, your burners are going. They're running wild. As Bobby points out, enough from the clown points out, it says right over there, it says respect the show. They see that in your thing. They're saying it's respecting the show, tweeting from texting from multiple burners.
By the way, that's a good
during
job
the
by
show.
both of them.
Yeah.
Picking that up.
Boy, if you only knew really
like
what that
respecting
meant.
the show.
If you only had any idea what that meant.
Yeah,
right.
So it's funny. I'm looking at our season-long predictions, and you and I both had Zach Taylor on the hot seat, and I think the Browns win that game. That seat is real warm.
Oh boy, nuclear,
right now.
nuclear,
and they escape
because they didn't look any different. They were from there. What they were thinking they were going to be, we suffocated them.
Yes,
they got lucky.
I do think it's a little bit of an overreaction here on the scores.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to get right. This is actually going to be a shootout, and if it was a little more, I think Trevor Lawrence and Travis and Brian Thomas might be at the back door. But I think the Bengals handle this one and get it done by the score of 31-24.
Yeah, I see it same way you do. I like Bengals in the mid to high 30s. I think their offense gets going. I think Jacksonville's somewhere in the low 20s. Give me Cincinnati 37, Jacksonville 24.
Onward we go to the NFC East. The G-Men, 0-1 and a mess of problems already. On the road against the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have had 10 days off here to get ready for this. Cowboys hosting the Giants, Bo Bishop.
I think Cowboys are pretty dang good offensively. I think they're going to be a handful for anybody to deal with all year. Dak was lights out in the game last week, a game that they lost, but he deserved better than that. I think their guys catch the ball at home. I think the Giants are in big problems as long as Russ Wilson is the quarterback. So I got the Cowboys. I don't know. I got the Jerry was doing interviews defending the Micah thing again this week. Like, just God bless him. I love Jerry. Love the documentary. Go
Great.
Cowboys. Give me the boys by $1 billion.
Same.
Onward we go to the NFC Norris division. And two teams starting off in need of their first win still after 1 week. The Detroit Football Lions playing host to the Chicago Bears. Nathan.
It's so early and it's hard to say, and I think that the Lions maybe are getting to the point where the fatigue of losing all your coaches, losing everything catches up with you. I think they're going to win this game, and it could even be a backdoor, but Chicago is not a bad team. They should have beaten the Minnesota Vikings, and I thought for a while looked much like a dominant team out there. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they're going to do what they need to do for the scores. The Bears, 25. Lions, 30.
I'm nervous that we're seeing so many the same. That's usually good. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad. Usually it's good considering our track record. I see this the same way that you do. I think it's just too much. I like the Bears huge in this one. Chicago 26, Detroit 28. Bears huge.
Sorry, G-Man. You'll get the show one day.
G-Man go across.
Yep, exactly.
It's like the John C. Reilly.
When he's a professor.
Next stop is a stop in Nashville. And the Titans playing host to the Los Angeles Rams. Titans were a little frisky last week against Denver.
Yeah, I don't know if they're frisky or if Denver's not as good as they were a year ago. It's hard to early on in the season, you're kind of feeling yourself out about. Here's what I do know. The Rams defense is going to be a big problem for Tennessee to block it. It's going to be a big problem for them in the back end. I don't know who Cam Ward is throwing to. I think they'll be jacked up early for it, but I think Stafford and the guys get going late. I like the Rams going to Tennessee, handling business 24-14.
I'll tell you right now, until Tennessee shows me something, it's going to be I'm going to go against them until they finally buck me off that horse. And I don't think it's happening this week against the Rams. Ram it, baby. Rams, 974. Titans, -3.
Up next, a big AFC East showdown.
Going one after another.
The Patriots try to get their first win of the year on the road in South Beach, taking on a Dolphins team that's already had a players-only meeting this week.
I'm on it.
Jalen Waddle's good to go, so that's a positive for them. But I don't know what else is. Dolphins hosting the Patriots. Zagura.
Tell you what, you look at no Christian Gonzalez for Miami, players-only meeting. Oh, boy, it feels like a big bounce back for Mike McDaniel and the boys. It feels like a big bounce back for Mike McDaniel and the boys because I think if not, could be gone. Could be gone tomorrow. Not seeing it happen. Drake May, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a fun game. Much more fun than people like. They're going to say, oh, what is that? What's that popcorn that's got a pirate thing? Pirate Quinshon Booty! He's going to have a big game. Drake May's going to have a big game. But this is the return of Tyreek Hill. Off-field distractions. The way to silence those is by scoring 3 times. That's what he does. Patriots, they put up a lot. 84. Dolphins, 86.
Same.
All right, we continue on the 1 o'clock slate. The San Francisco 49ers, the Mac Jones 49er era gets underway.
As long as Spencer Rattler's starting, Niners by 1 billion.
Niners at Saints.
I think Kyle.
Who's
I think
worse, Saints or Dolphins?
Oh, Saints for sure. And
sure?
I know the Dolphins are bad in week 1, but I'm with Z. I think they bounce back. Kyle loved Mac in the process. That reporting was true. I think he puts him in a lot of good position to succeed. I think they rely on both backs, McCaffrey and Robinson. I like San Francisco big in this one as well.
We go back to the AFC.
New Orleans, 0. Niners, 4.
All right.
All I need.
AFC East, the Bills, fresh off of that Sunday night win over Baltimore. On the road, visiting the frisky Jersey Jets from New York, supposedly. Jets hosting the Bills. Ed Oliver out indefinitely for the Bills. But otherwise, Bills ready to go. Nathan.
Big emotional win. Really makes you feel good. If you're the Buffalo Bills, you feel you're right. Now, you don't need to circle the wagons. You are the wagon.
Yep.
And you're headed to New York. Bright lights, big city. Bills, easy cruising to victory over Justin Fields and the boys. 794 to 792. What?
God, this one just screams. It screams. Bootsy, what is that? Who's at the back door?
He wants the chips. He wants the Tostitos.
Dad, I saw the Tostitos. Can I suck those down? Yeah,
Yes.
you can. Enjoy the dip as well. It's delicious salsa. But beyond that, son, who's at the back door? Dad, is this a Buckeye party? Is this Justin Fields? Is it Garrett Wilson? All my favorite players are here, Dad. Is this all for me and my birthday?
Let's go.
Oh, baby, you bet it is.
Wait, is it his birthday?
No.
Oh.
Bills. Huge. 47. Jets. 41.
Yeah, baby.
That was so good. Final game in the 1 o'clock window that is not Browns and Ratbirds, and it's another rivalry game or a going up against your former team for DK Metcalf though this week for the Squealers. Squealers hosting the Seahawks. Joey Porter Jr. out for the Squealers. Good news, he can't cover anybody without cheating anyways. Steelers playing host to Seattle. Bo Bishop.
Yeah, I do think that they will get their comeuppance at some point. They won by 2. Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns against a Jets team that's a little middling, although we both have them at the back door this week. I think at home, a lot of emotion. I think Pittsburgh takes care of business against Seattle. I got them by 7, 20-13.
Steelers 20, Seahawks 24. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Sam Darnold
mama.
coming in
Like
town.
Oh,
Yes.
mama.
TJ Watt hasn't had a sack in 5 games. Seattle's a better team. Seattle should have won that game against the Niners 100 different ways. I think that they're well coached. McDonald knows them from his time at Baltimore. I think they're going to be just fine in this one. DK Metcalf revenge game. I think he goes off, but ultimately Seattle does enough not only just to
You calling the win?
I'm calling an outright win.
Outright.
Yes. First discrepancy of the day.
Yep.
To the 4 o'clock window, the late window. The Indianapolis Colts. Are we buying or selling? Probably going to have a better idea on Sunday. Colts hosting the Denver Broncos. Nathan.
When you get a chance to put your hard-earned cash on the line with Daniel Jones against the number 1 defense in the league, you have to do it. Colts, 970. Broncos, 5 million.
This does feel like an overreaction to week 1. I have my doubts about Denver. Not like this, though. Not like this. Denver, 3. Colts, nothing.
Onward we go.
And we're back.
And
we're back.
Nice little NFC cross-division tilt. The Arizona Cardinals are 1-0. They struggled a little bit with the Saints, but got it together. Hosting the hapless Carolina Panthers. Bo Bishop.
Boy, what a way to start the season for little Kyler. Him and little Drew out there drawing up ball plays in the sand. Living their best lives.
Living their best lives. Gibby's burner and Dove Mountain.
That's right.
Just a few hours away.
Just living his best life. Gibby's burner.
About an hour away, right between Tucson and Phoenix.
Living in his very best life. I think Carolina is just bad. And so I like the Cards. I think they take care of business. Similar to last week's game, honestly. Give me the Cards 24, Panthers 10.
Same. I was going to do this. Oh, there's good Bryce Young to Tet McMillan. No, I'm not going to do it. Tetaroa. Sorry, he doesn't like Tet.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to
be
do it.
honest.
I'm not going to do it. They did it.
Come on.
As my nano once said, first time bitten by snake, second time Fredo lizard.
All right, here we go. We got 2 games left and about
Lots
a
of
minute
time.
and a half.
Oh, we
So
got tons of
all
time.
good.
Give
This
me
is the one that everybody will be watching in the late window, a rematch of last year's
It's
Super
not Sunday
Bowl.
Night Football.
Chiefs hosting the Eagles. Xavier Worthy doubtful for the Chiefs. Dallas Goedert out for the Eagles.
When was the last time? I need some.
I got it for you. I got it. I know what you're going to ask.
Yep.
We put this together the other night. It's only 3 times, I think, in the Mahomes area he's been an underdog at home.
This is actually the second time. Only one other time has Patrick Mahomes been an underdog at home. The only other time, they were 2.5-point underdogs against the Bills in Week 6. Ironically
2022,
enough,
I believe.
That's right, 2022. The Bills won that game 24-20. They were 2.5-point dogs. Think about that. This far into his career, this is only the second time in his career he's been an underdog at home.
I just don't think they got the horses. The Eagles do. Eagles win the Super Bowl rematch and make a definitive statement. It might not be particularly close. 33-24.
Everything logically says that. I have major questions with Kansas City, the way they went about their business in Week 1. He's just the wizard.
I don't know if they have the weapons.
I know. I'm with you. I feel this the logical thing.
Yes.
My brain is telling me to do what you did, and yet I won't. Chiefs outright. Wizard. He's not going 0-2.
No. Sunday night foosball, real quick. Gutless Falcons visiting Skol, the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings 30, Falcons 27.
Same, but different. Vikings 31, Falcons 29.
And that is week 2
is the same.
of the scores.
Did you pick the same? Did you pick Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more. I thought you were
It was
on
3 and I did 30-27.
Oh, you did. Same and same.
Same.
Crushing it.
Our score coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland, don't miss the brand new Doghouse by NGM Insurance. Play Madden, snap photos with Chomps and Brownie the Elf. Get ready for kickoff. Come early to Dog Pound Drive. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Down in Columbus, Gibby.
Is that a Saturday night tilt?
It is, yeah. Taking the kids, going down there, showing them a night
nice.
game. Yeah, little night game.
I like
First
that.
night game for them, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Hope
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
take apart Ohio University.
I think you're safe. I think you're safe there. Buckeyes by $1 billion. I think Ohio's had a great win last week against West Virginia.
No
but
slouch.
this is their third straight Power 5, Power 4 team. Rutgers, West Virginia, then Buckeyes. Just too much. I think they hang in for a little while, and then Ohio State cruises.
Then it's
30.
time for Sunday. Browns, Ratbirds. That stupid celebration. It's time to ruin
Take care
it,
of
Joe
business,
Flacco.
boys.
It's
Go
time
over
to
there.
ruin
Come on,
it,
Joe
Andre
Flacco.
Schmidt from 57
Let's go.
as time expires. We're going nuts in the booth.
15.
Let's go.
Browns, 27. Ravens, 26.
And it all starts at 9 a.m. on the University Hospital's Cleveland Browns Radio Network. We're back Monday to break it all down. Thanks for listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.